They told me the table was for family only. Those words stung more than they should have. It wasn't the first time they'd pushed me aside, but this time, it was public, loud laughter, whispers, and me standing alone with a menu in my hands. I thought maybe I'd misheard. Maybe it was a joke. But when the waiter confirmed the reservation, I realized I wasn't part of their family anymore. At least not until a $2,200 dinner bill showed up, and suddenly, I became family again. Growing up, my family had a clear hierarchy. My parents adored appearances, perfect smiles, perfect stories, perfect children. My sister, Amanda, was the golden child, elegant, charming, and always the favorite. I, on the other hand, was the quiet one. The one who didn't dress fancy enough or attend every brunch. After college, I moved out, worked 2 jobs, and saved quietly. My relationship with them grew distant. Calls were rare unless they needed something, tech help, errands, or a favor. But every time I showed up, I was reminded that I didn't quite belong. They'd laugh at my clothes, my simple car, even my homemade gifts. So when Amanda announced she was visiting from out of state and wanted a family dinner, I was surprised to be invited. Maybe this was my chance to reconnect. Maybe things had changed. I booked time off work and even bought a new outfit, hoping this time would feel different. Spoiler, it didn't. The message came in the family group chat. Dinner at Lou Veller, 7 p.m. sharp. Dress nicely, it's classy. Lou Veller was one of those restaurants where the menu had no prices and the water came with a sommelier. I didn't mind splurging a bit if it meant feeling part of the family again. When I arrived, I spotted them immediately: Mom, Dad, Amanda, her fiancé, and even Aunt Lisa. I smiled and waved, but the moment I reached the table, my mother gave me that tight, polite smile. "Oh, honey, this table's reserved for family," she said, gesturing toward a smaller table nearby. "But you can sit over there until someone cancels." My stomach dropped. The waiter looked uncomfortable. I froze, clutching the strap of my bag. Amanda giggled softly, whispering something to her fiancé. Dad didn't even make eye contact. The restaurant was packed, there were no other open seats. So I stood there for an awkward moment before quietly stepping back. The waiter whispered, "I'll see what I can do." That's when I realized, this wasn't a misunderstanding. They'd planned it this way. I sat at the side table the waiter managed to squeeze near the kitchen, pretending not to hear their laughter echoing from across the room. They ordered champagne, oysters, and every expensive entree possible. I sipped water and tried not to look their way. Half an hour in, Amanda made a show of standing up and walking past me. "Oh, didn't realize you were still here," she said loudly. "Maybe next time you should RSVP earlier." A few people glanced over. My face burned. I texted my mom, "I thought this was a family dinner." No response. When the desserts came, I noticed Dad waving for the waiter, saying something about 1 check. A part of me thought maybe they'd invite me to join after. Maybe I'd been punished enough for whatever invisible rule I'd broken. But no. They finished eating, took selfies, and ordered coffee like I wasn't even there. I should have left then. But something told me to stay. Something in the waiter's sympathetic eyes made me wait just a little longer. The waiter approached their table holding a sleek leather folder. I could see the total as he opened it, $238.67. My dad's face froze. My mom's fake smile slipped. Then, without missing a beat, Amanda said, "Oh, let's just split it evenly. We're all family here." I almost choked on my drink. Suddenly, I was family again. The waiter hesitated. "Should I add the charge for the separate table too?" he asked gently, glancing at me. My mother's eyes darted toward me, sharp and cold. "Yes," she said quickly. "Put it all on her card. She's the one who's been doing well lately, aren't you?" The audacity left me speechless. My hands shook. "Excuse me?" Amanda leaned back, smirking. Come on, it's not a big deal. You barely see us. Think of it as making up for lost time. Even the waiter looked shocked. Ma'am, that's a $2,200 total, he said softly. I heard, I replied. And I'll pay exactly for what I ordered, nothing else. The air turned heavy. My dad muttered something about family obligations, but by then, I was done pretending. I stood up, pulled out my phone, and said loudly enough for the nearby tables to hear, actually, let's make this fair. I'll pay for my glass of water and breadstick. The rest? That's between the family. Amanda's face drained of color. The waiter's lips twitched as he fought a smile. I continued, since I wasn't invited to the table, I assume I wasn't part of the order. People nearby turned to look. A few whispered. The tension was delicious. My mother hissed, "You're embarrassing us." I smiled. Oh, I thought I wasn't part of you, remember? I paid my $3.50, thanked the waiter for his kindness, and left, leaving them with the check. Later, I found out through Aunt Lisa that Dad's card declined twice. Amanda ended up covering the full $2,200. The next day, I posted a short note on Facebook, "Family is who saves you a seat, not who sticks you with the bill." It went viral in my small town. People whispered about it for weeks. My mom texted me, furious. I blocked her. For the first time in years, I felt peace. Not because I got revenge, but because I finally stopped begging for a place I never belonged. Months later, Amanda tried reaching out. It was just a misunderstanding, she said. Mom didn't mean it that way. But the thing about apologies that come too late is, they sound more like excuses. I told her calmly, when someone shows you where you stand, believe them. Since that night, I've built my own family, friends who show up, coworkers who care, people who actually mean it when they call me family. Last week, I passed by Loveller again. Through the window, I saw my parents sitting at a small table, just the two of them. No crowd, no laughter, no perfect pictures. And for once, I didn't feel hurt. Just free. Because sometimes, being excluded is the greatest blessing. You finally stop chasing validation from people who'll never give it. And honestly, watching them face the consequences of their own arrogance was more satisfying than any revenge plan I could have come up with. Family isn't defined by blood, it's defined by behavior. The people who choose you, respect you, and stand beside you when there's no bill to split, those are your real family. Sometimes walking away isn't losing, it's reclaiming your worth. I learned that the hard way over a $2,200 dinner, but I wouldn't trade that lesson for anything. So if you've ever been the outsider, remember, you're not the problem. You're just sitting at the wrong table. And trust me, leaving it might be the best thing you ever do.